Morning, Turf Island. Just wanted to do a little video of like comparisons of what people thought were acceptable 10 years ago, or didn't rather, and that they do today, all because of gender ideology. So let me start. 10 years ago, 2013, did you think it was acceptable and necessary to chop the breasts of 13-year-old girls in the name of sexist stereotypes? Probably not. 10 years ago, did you think it was totally acceptable and necessary to inject children with puberty blockers, which are irreversible, and wrong sex hormones, which cause a huge amount of permanent damage? Did you think that was acceptable 10 years ago? No, probably not. 10 years ago, did you think it was acceptable for a full-grown man to walk into a female changing room and get his penis out in front of a little girl? Probably not. Did you think 10 years ago that little girl was in the wrong if she looked and felt upset? Probably not. 10 years ago, did you think it was socially acceptable for a man to use a baby to get his sexual fetish off? By that I mean a man using a baby to suck on his nipples, to suck out the man pus from his nipples. Did you think that was acceptable 10 years ago? Probably not. 10 years ago, did you think it was acceptable for men to be in women's sports such as contact sports? Did you think it was acceptable for a man to fracture two women's skulls and boast about it in the name of sports? Probably not, but you do now. 10 years ago, did you think it was socially acceptable to tell lesbians to suck a penis because they're bigots if they say no to a lady dick? Did you think that was acceptable 10 years ago? Probably not. 10 years ago, do you think it was acceptable to tell gay men to suck mangina? Probably not. 10 years ago, did you think it was normal, or would you have ever called a man a mother? Probably not. 10 years ago, would you ever have thought of calling your mother, your wife, your sister, your daughter, your auntie, your grandmother, your friend, a menstruator, a bleeder, a womb haver, a cervix haver, what else is there, a gestator, cis? Probably not. 10 years ago, would you thought it was normal for men dressed as women, half-naked women, sexist stereotypes of women, going into nurseries and preschools, right? Preschools, that's pre-5-year-olds, and dancing and shaking their what's to them? Would you have thought that was totally normal 10 years ago? No, but you do now. And you know why? Gender ideology. So think about that for a second. Think about how that has corrupted your head in the last 10 years.